All right, let me ask you something that's going to sting a little. You're sitting there, proud as hell of that $650,000 house you bought, right? You tell yourself every month when the payment hits that you're building wealth, that you're winning, that all your buddies who rent are idiots throwing money away. But what if the truth is the exact opposite? What if that house you love, the one with the big kitchen and the backyard your kids run around in, is quietly, systematically making you poorer than the guy who rents a perfectly nice apartment 10 minutes away for $2,200 a month? Yeah, I said it. And I'm not just talking feelings here. I'm talking cold, hard Texas math. Two identical families. Same income, same 401k contributions, same everything. One buys the $650,000 house in Katy, Texas, outside Houston. The other rents a 3-bed, 2-bath apartment in the same school district for $2,200 a month and invests the difference. Fast forward 12 years, the renter is $890,000 richer. Not kind of ahead, not close enough to argue about, almost $900,000 richer. That's not a rounding error, that's a paid-off life. Let's walk through it slow, because the banks and the realtors sure as hell aren't going to. Family A, we'll call them the Parkers. They buy the $650,000 house in 2023. They put 20% down because that's what responsible people do. That's $130,000 cash out of pocket right there. Gone. Locked in drywall. They get a 30-year loan at 6.8%. That's what rates were when a lot of these houses actually closed. Loan amount, $520,000. Principal and interest payment, $3,392 a month. But wait, it gets better, or worse, depending on how you look at it. Harris County property taxes on a $650,000 house are roughly 2.35% right now. That's another $1,273 a month. Homeowners insurance in Texas, because hurricanes and hail, let's call it $3,800 a year, or $317 a month. HOA in most of these newer Katy subdivisions, $900 a year, $75 a month. Maintenance and repairs, roof, AC, water heater, termites, all that fun stuff. Budget 1.5% of home value per year. That's $813 a month. Total real monthly cost for the Parkers, $3,392 plus $1,273 plus $317 plus $75 plus $813 equals $5,870 a month. They're not paying $3,400 for a mortgage. They're paying damn near $6,000 a month to live in their own house. Now, the Millers. Same family, same income, same cars, same everything, except they rent a 20,000 square foot apartment in the same part of Katy. Newer building, pool, gym, gated, great schools. Rent, $2,200 a month. Utilities run them another $300. Total housing cost, $2,500 a month. Difference every single month, $5,870 minus $2,500 equals $3,370 left in their pocket. Plus, they never had to come up with that $130,000 down payment. So every month, the Millers auto-invest that full $3,370, plus they still had the $130,000 to begin with. They throw it in a boring Vanguard total stock market fund. Average return over the last 50 years, including dividends, just under 10%. We'll use 8% to be conservative because I don't want anyone yelling at me in the comments. 12 years later, here's what the accounts look like. The Parkers' house appreciated at the long-term U.S. average, 4% a year. Nothing crazy. $650,000 growing at 4% compounded for 12 years equals $1,040,000. The remaining mortgage balance after 12 years of payments, $439,000. So their net equity, roughly $601,000. They started with $130,000 down. They've paid down about $81,000 in principal, and the rest is appreciation. Total wealth created from housing, $601,000 equity. Now the Millers, they invested the $130,000 upfront plus $3,370 every single month for 144 months at 8%. That one account alone grows to $1,491,000. Take out the $601,000 the Parkers have in equity, and the Millers are ahead by $890,000. Almost $900,000.
That's not me cherry-picking numbers. That's 8%, less than the market has done since 1970. And remember, the Millers live in the same schools, same neighborhood vibes, same everything. Their kids go to the same football games on Friday nights. They just don't have to deal with an $1,800 AC bill in July or a $28,000 roof in year 10. The Parkers do. And here's the part that really twists the knife. The Parkers think they're rich because Zillow says their house is worth $1 million someday. But they can't spend Zillow money. They want to move, they've got to sell, pay 6% commission, $62,400 gone, pay moving costs, buy another house with another down payment. They're chained to that property. The Millers want to move to Denver or Nashville or wherever the hell they want. They give 30 days notice and go. Their money follows them. That $890,000 gap isn't just money, it's time. At a 4% safe withdrawal rate, that extra $890,000 throws off $35,600 a year without touching principal. That's one spouse quitting their job, or both going part-time, or funding college completely, or retiring 5, 7, 10 years earlier. The Parkers will still be grinding in 2045 because they've got to protect the equity in the house. The Millers will be wherever they damn well please. Look, I'm not saying never buy a house. I own one. I like my backyard. I get it. But we have got to stop pretending that buying a $650,000 house on a $150,000 household income is automatically smart. It's not. In most high-cost parts of Texas right now, Austin, Houston suburbs, Dallas, the math is brutal. You are house poor for 15 years just to break even with someone who rented and invested. And the craziest part? The realtors, the lenders, your uncle at Thanksgiving, they all keep repeating the same line. Rent is throwing money away. No, paying $3,400 a month in interest in the first 10 years of your loan is throwing money away. Paying $15,000 a year in property taxes forever is throwing money away. Having your entire financial life hostage to interest rates and insurance companies is throwing money away. Renting at a reasonable price and investing the rest isn't throwing money away. It's playing offense instead of defense. So, here's the grounded move if you're listening to this and feeling that knot in your stomach. You don't have to sell tomorrow and become a nomad, but ask yourself 3 questions. 1, is my total housing cost, mortgage, tax, insurance, maintenance, more than 28% of my gross income? If yes, you're probably behind. 2, could I rent a similar place for 40 to 50% less than my true monthly cost? If yes, run the numbers. 3, if I took the equity I have tied up in this house and the monthly savings from renting, could I be free 10 years sooner? Most people who actually run it get quiet real fast. Because the religion of homeownership in this country isn't about math. It's about ego. It's about status. It's about feeling like you finally made it. But making it isn't a granite countertop. Making it is waking up at 45 or 50 and realizing you don't have to ask permission to live the life you want. The Millers get there in their late 40s. The Parkers get there in their late 50s, if they're lucky, and nothing breaks. That's the difference. $890,000 and 12 years of your one life. Choose wisely.